All right, guys, welcome back for this episode. I am really excited because after being at my friend Jim's garage and seeing his car up on the car rotisserie, I broke down and ordered one for myself, and it came in yesterday. And so tonight I'm going to work on getting this thing put together. I'll let you see it kind of as I go, but maybe just when I get to the end. You don't need to see me assemble the whole thing. But what it looks like at the end, hopefully when I get the car up on it. So I'm excited about it, man. It is going to be a game changer for me. So let's see how it goes. Okay, it took a little bit of time, but as you can see, I got the car rotisserie all put together, and I got the car up on the stand, and I think I've got it pretty much balanced out, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second. But man, I can't speak highly enough about these rotisserie stands, and I got this stand from Redline Stands. The guys there were super easy to work with. The website's great. Ordering it was easy. Shipment came pretty fast. It was easy to get it delivered right to my home. The guy even helped me put it right into the garage. So that was awesome. But let me show you real quick some parts of this stand so that you can see how it works. So it wasn't very difficult to put together. Pretty much just bolts together, no problem. So this is where it came from. That's their website, redlinestands.com. If you're looking for one of these, I highly recommend it. It's got huge casters on it with great locks to be able to lock in place, but it allows the stand to move around very, very easily. You've got this height adjuster that allows you to crank the car up to put the car really at the center of gravity, right on the center post. And you've got 8-ton jacks on both ends to be able to lift the car up. This car's pretty small, so it had no problem with that. Plenty of pins to be able to put in place to hold things where they're supposed to be. And then this little mechanism that's kind of spring loaded that allows it to lock in place. And there's one on each end. One of the things I bought with the stand is an adapter kit. It was an extra $100, but it gave you these L brackets, which are very easy. I was able to just drill a hole straight through to attach right where the bumper goes through. There's another flat plate that comes with it. I didn't end up using that. The other one would have been, I had to weld up this little plate on the back. Welding wasn't great, but it comes with this little bracket that slides on pretty easy. Once I welded it, drilled a hole through it, I could just attach right where the bumper's attached, and it holds it very steady. Once you get the car balanced, it's pretty easy. It just sits nice and easy. It's very easy to rotate. Very, very easy to rotate. So I can go either direction. It allows me to spin the car literally 360 degrees. You can hear all the junk falling out of it, but it gives me a chance to go ahead and work on the bottom of the car very easily, and I can lock it in place wherever I need to. So let's just keep it right here because we're going to look at the floor pan, because that's the thing that I've been working on, and I'll show you kind of the mess that it's in. So let me lock it in place. Now that I have the car flipped over, this is the driver's side floor pan, and you can see this whole section of floor has already been cut out. It's been gooped all up with rubber sealant that just peels off. And somewhere in here is this piece of tin floor. So what I'm going to do is just spend some time cleaning all this off. Probably the whole floor, honestly. Just doing some grinding, get it all cleaned off, and see what I need to replace. You can see even down here on the passenger side, it's pretty rusted out too, so probably gonna end up replacing, it looks like maybe this part may be pretty solid, but maybe all the way back to here. So we'll just have to get into it and see what it looks like. So I've cleaned off all the rubber stuff. You can see it's pretty rusted out. That's obviously gonna have to go. And this is a mess up here too. But I'm actually kind of surprised that back here, the floor looks pretty decent, at least on the driver's side. I don't think so much on the passenger side. That's gonna be a problem. It's gonna have to get fixed. This is probably, if I start poking on it, is all the way through. This, I'm sure there's a glop of stuff on there because that's probably got a hole in it. And this is all, so I'm thinking this whole side is gonna have to get replaced, but maybe, I might maybe get away with just replacing the front half on this side. We'll see. So I'm gonna stop for today. So here's where I ended up. I started cutting this panel out that whoever did the body work before replaced it with, and just filled it with filler. It's gonna, I still gotta get the other piece out. I cut this piece out though. I did grind down a little bit on the rest of the floor, and it feels pretty solid. One of the places I'm gonna have to do some work One of the places I'm gonna have to do some work is in here, in this cavity. So this piece is gonna have to get cut and replaced, and the diagonal piece is probably gonna have to get cut and replaced. And I look in here, the support rail has got a little bit of a hole, but I think I can patch that once I take all the rest of this part out. So I think the strategy on this one has to be go ahead and drill these spot welds out all the way down and take out the diagonal piece. The rest of this floor will come out. That will then expose the inner parts of all this, and I think I can patch a piece on that will basically fill that whole thing. So all the way across and come up, I'll have to patch a piece in there. The other part that I'm gonna have to deal with is, you can see that rail is pretty shot, but I know they make a replacement piece, and I think I can cut it back to here and weld that replacement piece in. So you can kind of see it's pretty much rotted and gone. So, you know, find the solid spot, maybe come all the way back here, weld a new piece in, and start getting the diagonal and get this floor part in. I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to keep this one panel here, because that will help keep everything in alignment. So I'm gonna get online and see if I can order some replacement panels for all that, because I think that's where I'm gonna have to go next. So I think at this point I'm gonna stop for today and go online and see if I can go ahead and order the support rail, what floor panels I'm gonna order, and this part, I don't know if they make that piece. I'm sure they do, but it may be just something that's just a square piece, a rectangular piece of metal, so I might be able to make that myself, and this patch piece, because I know this whole piece is one whole piece, and I don't want to replace all that. But clearly I got some work to do on this vertical piece right here. So for now, I'm going to stop, go in and see what I can order at this point, and so I can get it here and get to the point where I can start welding some of these panels in. Man, so much easier with the rotisserie. I can't imagine working on this floor, because I've had to tilt it up and tilt it back down so many times. I can't imagine having it lifted up high enough and getting underneath it, or having to flip the whole body over or something like that. So the rotisserie's been nice, definitely worth it. So I think it's gonna move things along. So stay with me and see how things go.